finished reading, and these two are both pretty bad. I should note that not all fanfiction I review will be bad. I'll be using the Pokemon Banette as my avatar for this fanfiction, which may or may not be my permanent bad fanfiction avatar. But anyway, since I think you guys would much rather hear me read this fanfiction than ramble on about my avatar, let's get started with this first one. It's called Revenge. It's a Pokemon fanfiction by Ashton Fire on Fanfiction.net. It's rated T, it's English, horror and tragedy, about May and Drew from the anime, and has 5 reviews. Let's get this started. The wind whispering a beautiful melody, he couldn't resist but fall into an old mansion. He looked around where the humming was coming from. Out of was the full moon glaring at him. It was Halloween, and didn't believe in any supernatural creatures. He soon heard a violin playing after the humming. He felt a cold rush of wind near his neck, and turned around. A bolt stabbed into the wall. He gulped, then regained his posture. Nothing will happen. That's it? This is just thrown at us? I mean, I know some fanfiction actual books begin with things getting thrown at us, but this is just so badly thrown at us. It's like, Drew couldn't resist but going to the mansion. Where is that humming coming from? The humming is thrown into us, and it's supposedly important. It's not like humming was audible in the air. Drew glanced around the mansion, curious to where it could be coming from. Also about the bow. He sees a bow on the wall, and it just tried to hit him, and thinks to himself, nothing will happen. Seriously? Wouldn't you want to get the heck out of there? Drew, he heard a voice whisper. He turned around. Nothing. Is someone there? He said in a hoarse whisper. Drew, why did you leave me? The voice was audible now. It was his dead girlfriend. How? It was her spirit. Thank you, Captain Obvious. May, he widened his eyes. He felt a cold shrill go down his spine. I suppose you mean chill, not shrill. She was supposed to be dead. Dead! Why did you leave me? She whispered again, seeing her face in flashbacks. Laughing, crying, and smiling. I didn't. You're the one who got in a car accident. I'm not the one who killed you. He backfired because he was so mad that he had these flashbacks of her again. So, May died in a car accident? Really? You know, it would have been nice if you introduced this to us earlier. It's the entire point of the flipping story. But it's thrown at us like it happened in the anime and something we should all know. Also, May's an idiot, as shown here. He soon saw the brunette appear in front of him, her lifeless eyes glaring daggers at him. He cupped her hand behind his neck. Why did you leave me? She whispered, leaning in. The green-haired boy stood there, hoping he was imagining the pale brunette. In less than 1 second, May grew large, sharp teeth, hugging her jaw, and blazing red eyes. Ah, demon! I'm so scared! Drew couldn't even gasp before she dug her razor-sharp teeth into his left cheek. He screamed as she forcibly ripped his skin off. He fell to the cold ground with no eye sockets, peachy lips, or even nostrils. Oh my. She knocked down his handsome face. When she swallowed, she looked down at the faceless boy who was trying to breathe by clutching his neck. She bent down to the boy who was now dead and muttered, I love the taste of revenge. She disappeared without an evil smile of laugh. Wait, she disappeared without an evil smile of laugh. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Was this some kind of sick, twisted fanfiction where someone is a gore fetish? It's not really scary in the slightest. Just disturbing. Not scary disturbing. What the heck is wrong with this author? Disturbing. Author's note. I hope you all liked it. Tell me if you liked it or not. This is dedicated to Manaphy and Jirachi. R&R. I assume Manaphy and Jirachi are her BFFs. Anyway, on to the next fanfiction. It's titled Pandora. It's a Goosebumps fanfiction, and it's by ShadowFang14, which sounds like the standard emo usernames we see today, unfortunately. It's rated K, it's English, and that's really it. Let's get started. Author's note. A story I wrote a couple of years back for a school assignment. I didn't have any specific gender in mind for the speaker, however I imagined it to be a teenage girl. You can imagine him/her as a boy though, if you want. Oh, BTW, I wrote this in 2008, which is why I have them going to see Iron Man. Enjoy and review if you want. I'm skipping the disclaimer. It's stupid. You don't need a freaking disclaimer on fanfiction.net. When I first saw the box, I didn't know what to make of it. It was a little bigger than a cigar box, and encrusted with all kinds of precious stones. Gathering my courage, I walked a little closer and knelt down. I was just about to touch it when I heard a voice yell, "No, don't touch it!" Feeling a bit of alarm, but showing no surprise, I turned around and saw an elderly, frail-looking man huddled towards me. Anyone else get sick of the main, mysterious character being an old man? Why not a little child, or a teenager, or a 20 to 30-year-old? Why always an old man? I mean, I know old people are generally more experienced than younger people, but it's so cliche to use an old man, and sometimes even a little child. More specifically, a little girl. "What is this?" I asked, pointing to the box. "That," the man answered, "is Pandora's box." I don't believe there's a need for the semicolon used after that in the sentence. "Pandora?" I asked. "Yes," the man wheezed. "In Greek legend, Pandora was a young woman to whom the gods sent a mysterious box. She opened it out of curiosity and released a great deal of evil into the world." I burst out laughing immediately. "That's a cute story," I said, "but I'm afraid I don't believe a word of it." The old man looked hurt, but simply said, "Suit yourself," and walked off. Wow, what a selfish little thing. The main character is a pretty bad person. If she gets hurt or injured, I should have no reason to feel sorry for her. The next day, my mom and I were off to the movies to see Iron Man, but then something strange happened. Before I even knew what was going on, my mom screamed, and I turned around, just in time to see another car slam right into us. The next thing I remember was waking up in a hospital. Dull. What happened?" I asked, confused. "What's going on?" "You were in a car crash," the male nurse next to me answered. "You had a cut forehead and some broken bones, but you should be able to make it." But you should be able to make it. What a wonderful thing to say. Thank you, unnamed male nurse. On that note, every character in this story is unnamed. No reason to care about them. "What about my mom?" I asked, worried. "Is she alright?" "Not to worry," the male nurse answered encouragingly. "She's got a broken arm and leg, but she's still alive." He smiled kindly at me. "Is there anything I can get you?" he asked. "So we're told what bones your mother broke, but not the main character?" No, I'm alright," I answered. The nurse smiled once more and left. I let out a huge sigh. Personally, I was just glad to be alive. I'm glad that my mom was alright too. But one thing that bothered me, I could just faintly remember. Just before blacking out in the crash, the image of an old man standing on the side of the road, the open box in his hands. Do you guys hear something? It sounds really familiar. It sounds like unoriginality. That was quite clearly my last fanfiction. Thank you to anyone who watched. Happy Halloween, and to all, a good night.